Hello. Right, we're going for a full body weight workout. The only thing you need is something like a chair, sofa, something like that. Maybe you've got a table, coffee table, something that's stable that you can elevate your foot on and do tricep dips on. And I will give you an option if you don't have that. Let's warm up to start with. So move your feet in any old way, and at the same time, warm up your wrists. So there is going to be some weight bearing with tricep dips and push-ups. So we just want to make sure our wrists feel ready to support our upper body weight. So anything you feel you need to do that, whether it's little circles, just make sure you're just moving constantly and not just holding a stretch. And then with the shoulders, give you circles forward and back. So the first thing when you're warming up is you're looking to mobilize, and basically just start moving your body. So we're never looking to hold a static stretch at the start because the body isn't yet warm, and it's a bit like if you were to stretch when you're like, wait for it, swing down forward, back, open the chest. It's a bit like when you were to, say with chewing gum, if you were chewing gum or bubble gum, and the first thing you did was like snap it, or like pull on it, it would snap. And then if you kind of chew it, then eventually it's stringy. It's a bit like that. We're just trying to make the muscles a little bit more stringy and pliable just by moving it. Just by moving. Squats, like feet a bit wider than the hips. Push your hips back and down, and then stand up. You look to stand up all the way without thrusting your hips forwards and or staying partway into the squat. Don't worry too much about doing deep full range squats just yet. And then knees down, push up. So it's knees to floor always for the warm up. So spread the fingers, drop your chest between your elbows, bracing your belly strong. You can bring your knees in. Just make sure you're not just starting with full body weight push-ups because that is not warm up intensity. It's going to be quite easy. And then jump up. Alternating lunges of the twist, going to lunge back and then just twist towards your front leg. Lunge back, feet hip width apart, and then twist in towards the leg that's in front of you. So just getting a little bit of mobility and rotation through your spine as we warm up into the legs. And then star jumps. So you can jump your feet out and together, or you can keep it low impact and step your feet out and together. If you need total impact, low impact, you can even just take one leg up and out. It's basically here to warm up the shoulders a little bit more and start to activate the side of the bum and hopefully elevate your heart rate as well. And then warm up the wrists again. This time, if you can, move your feet a little bit more. So again, I say if you can, if that applies. Personally, at the moment, I've got a twisted ankle. So I'm going to keep it low impact. But if you can, just move it a little bit more, just to try and elevate the heart rate a little bit more. For me, maybe I'll just cover a little bit more ground in the room. Warm up the shoulders. Now, each time you go through, your muscles are a little bit warmer, and they're gradually getting closer to finding their full range of motion. That's the goal. So maybe taking a little bit more time to feel each bit of where you can go, just moving a little bit bigger, moving where it feels okay to move to. Swing the arms forward and back, open close chest. So again, gentle little jog if you can, or not, just stay with me. If you think I'm funny, does your mother know where you're at? So good. Squats again. So feet a bit wider than your hips. Maybe take a little bit more time on these ones to squat a little bit deeper. Honey, if you think it's funny, knees down, push-ups. A little bit slower, working into your full range. So try to get down until your chest is in line with the elbows. Check that your hips haven't sagged below the shoulders, nor your back arching. So really tuck, lift, jump. Alternating lunge with a twist. Lunge back, twist. Starting to get your knee a little bit closer to the floor. Oops, nearly would have fell. Maybe your back feels a bit better. We don't actually tend to day to day. We tend to kind of move in this direction a lot. So this is it, just to kind of give a little bit of freedom and mobility in your spine. Right, star jumps out and in, jumping or stepping, you choose. It might be that physically you're able to jump, but potentially consideration for things like neighbours, you might need to keep it low impact. And try and move your feet a little bit more. So if you can, go into a full jump. And again, maybe you've got a reason to not. Maybe you're physically not there yet. Maybe you've got another reason like I have. Or again, might be the neighbours. If you don't like your neighbours, I always think, maybe do it. maybe be annoying. Want the shoulders, if you can, maybe full circles of sides of just lengthening the arms, lengthening the lever, so there's a bit more pull on the shoulders. And again, should then be feeling even warmer in the joint. Try and avoid swinging your arms around like you're going to take off. But control to find the edge. Open close chest, swing down forward and back. This one is great to do, by the way, kind of daily. If you've got a desk job and you're like this a lot, then it tends to be quite tight in the chest. So if you would just, finish your work day, just do a few of these, your body will thank you for it. Squats. Hoping by this third round, you're able to find full range in the squats. Maybe you've got a little bit more pace to it as well, or maybe you're still working towards full range. Hoping that you're there by the end of this. Full range is aiming for butt in line with knees. Maybe you're not quite there. Knees and push-ups. So make sure you're bracing really strong. Again, make sure the hips haven't gone down too low. And your full range is trying to get in line with your elbows. You don't need to go lower than that. That's perfect. On your feet, I'll take lunge with a twist. Can you get your back knee to just about touch the floor? And as you do this, just really push your hips back a little bit so you can start to feel your butt engage and not the back leg. Stop jumps. Jumping, maybe a little bit faster, or stepping a little bit faster, but try to move your legs a little bit wider. Move your arms a little bit bigger without trying to bend if you can. So again, just lengthening the lever. And we're going to finish with a pulse raiser, so butt kicks, kick heels towards your butt. And then if you need low impact, you're stepping out. What you're looking to feel is a squeeze of your hamstrings. And then high knees. Lift your knees up towards your chest, or step it out. So what we're going for here is warming up of your hip flexors. And then go back to butt kicks, jumping or stepping, you choose. And high knees, trying to get your knees a little bit higher. Hip height or above hip height, and please don't restrict yourself based on me. If you can go there, jump up, jumping out, get yourself to be a bit passed out. One more time, do 10 seconds of back kicks as high and as fast as you can. So a little bit faster wherever you are. You've got 3 and 2 and 1, and then switch to high knees standing in 10 seconds as high and fast as you can today, whatever that is. Wherever you are today, it's the best and the fastest speed you've got. 3 and 2 and 1. Nice. Recover. 30-second break. Then every effort that we do is going to be 1 minute today, 60 seconds. We're going to do the full body. So we're going to be doing arms, legs, and abs. And at the very end, we've got a short finisher that's only 1 minute. And you can thank my sister for that, because I said to her, hey, how long should I make the finisher? A minute, 90 seconds, or 2? So she said that. So we're going to start with tricep dips. 1 minute. Hands right underneath the shoulders. Take your weight in the palms. Oh, this isn't a good angle. Bend your elbows and straighten the arms. Bend your elbows and straighten. If you're familiar with it, go straight there. Just make sure your hands are under the shoulders here rather than way outside if you can. If you haven't got something that's really stable to do this on, then you can do this down on the floor with your hands behind, just bending your elbows and straightening, almost pushing your elbows straight back towards the floor. Option to do it with your hips lifted to make it a little bit harder. So make it work for what you've got in the room. But to really isolate triceps, it's keeping the elbows tucked in and going straight backwards. And if you're using the bench, keep your weight as close to your bench as possible. So the weight is over the hands and therefore over the arms, the triceps. Perfect, jump it up. Go to your rear foot elevated split squat. Anyway, because we're just switching right after. 1 foot on the floor, Other leg is elevated behind. Make sure your knees aren't together, that you've got a decent stance in front. Then push your hips back towards your sofa and then stand up. Push your hips back and then stand up. The weight, the focus is this leg that's on the floor rather than this leg that's on the back. Now your back toe can be tucked, can't see it on there, tucked or flat, whichever's more comfortable. And if you haven't got something to elevate, why don't you just go for a static lunge, leg back, push your hips back, stand up, push your hips back, stand up. Trying to keep the front knee over the ankle at the top instead of pushing back and releasing the tension in your quads. So keep it forward so you're balancing wherever you are, elevated or not, you're balancing on the leg that's on the floor. Everything is fine. Does your mama know where it's at? Nice. So all you're going to do is switch the legs. So wherever your foot is, if that felt about right, literally, just switch, switch. So you know you're in a good place. And then you're up there. Rear foot elevated split squat. Down and up. Keep the knee over the heel at the top. Try not to fully straighten or shift back. And let me just show you from this sofa. Give me my two sofas. Make sure your back leg is hip width apart and not one leg behind the other like this. So this will find you quite wobbly and your hip will probably also jut out to the side. Keeping it hip width apart, push your hips back evenly. So evenly backwards, and then you should avoid this position. So your shoulders want to be stacked over your hips, whoosh, stacked over both knees, and then loading the leg that's on the floor. Back leg is pretty much relaxed and chilled down. Same option again to just do this on the floor with a split lunge. Nice, perfect. Just come into a plank and do a shoulder tap. So you're aiming one hand to opposite shoulder, then switch. Trying to maintain a level plank. So feet a bit wider than hips, shoulders over the wrist, lift the belly and brace. You're not in a V, but in a flat tabletop. Then lift right hand to left shoulder, place it down, left hand to your right shoulder, place it down. The goal is, if you weren't to see my hands moving, you wouldn't necessarily know it based on my planks. I'm not doing this all over the place. If your hips aren't rocking a lot side to side, just take your feet wider apart and it will be a little bit more stable, or come down to the knees. If you're on your knees, still keep your shoulders over the wrists. If you can, the weight is still forward without dropping the hips below shoulder height. This is probably the most common instruction I hear from instructors, is straight line from knees or toes to head here. Actually, you want to lift up a little bit more and to really support the spine and load the upper body and the abs. Nice. Have a break. You've got a 45-second break. So we're still in round, kind of like round one, just done part A. Got a 45-second break, then we're going into part B, which again we're going to do upper body, legs, core. I have everything still a minute. A minute is punchy. So if you need to take breaks within the minute, totally fine. Always got to challenge yourself when you're making breaks. Is it because your form's slipping? Because if it is, that's right to take a break. Are you feeling it in the wrong place? Then take a break. Are you doing it just because you got to a good number, like 5 or 10? If so, you probably don't need a break, just probably want one. Right, push up, spread the fingers, shift the weight forward. Knees or toes, you drop your chest between the elbows and push yourself back up. Push the elbows out, squeeze your elbows in. Push your elbows out and squeeze your elbows in. If you're kind of in between knees and toes, try the toes. Go down as far as you can, and then as soon as you need to, put the knees down to push back up. So knees up to lower down, knees down to push back up. And then if that's a bit too much, do the whole lot on the knees is all good. All knees in. But I recommend if you're kind of in between as well, then maybe try out using your incline to get yourself here in the same kind of plank position, but with an incline to make it a little bit easier. Just check again that you've not got that straight line down, but instead it's almost up like a tabletop. and then veers off from your hips. Should I get down? I'm going to get down. Nice, perfect on your feet. Just squats, just regular squats, 1 minute squats. So feet just wider than hips. Push your hips back and down and stand up. Back and down and stand up. Your knees are looking to just track pretty much over the middle of your trainer. Your hips go back and down, so not just down, otherwise you'll just be working into the knee joint. Your hips aren't doing much at all, but push your hips back and down, and you're going to work on a lot of the lower body. Checking that your posture doesn't go, so you're not doing it like this, or arching too much, and maybe like falling forward like these. You're just going to find a neutral spine, and then drop hips back and down, just like that. If you need help with the technique, I always recommend just literally sitting down, finding that position where you want to stand up from, and that is your squat. Try that without actually resting down in position. That will be a great squat for you. Have a little shake off. We're carrying on with the squats. Going to a sumo squat. So from here, with your feet, just go heel, toe wider. And now you've got a wider stance. Keep the toes turned out. Push your knees out more. Still aiming knees for the middle of the trainer. Still pushing your hips backwards. So again, not just suddenly going into just the knees, but you're still pushing the hips back to start, pushing them back and down. It's just a wider knees. And again, if you need to, wide legs, get this here so you can sit down and stand up. Sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. Check that you haven't gone so wide that your knees are never over your ankle. If you're that wide, just bring the heels in a little bit more. And what you should be feeling is a bigger pull on your inner thighs, and then a bigger squeeze on the side of your butt before you stand back up. So just getting more inner and outer thighs as well as your quads and your butt. Na 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 na. Everything is funny. Does your mama know where it's at? Oh yeah. Nice, perfect. Coming to a bicycle twist. So come down to the floor. Bring your knees up over your hips. Grab your thighs. Bring your shoulders off. You're going to do it slightly differently. Bring your hands across on opposite shoulders. Extend your right leg and bring your right elbow towards your left knee. Switch legs, left elbow to right knee. Switch and switch. So you'll commonly see this with elbows wide like this, but what people tend to do there is just roll over from one shoulder onto the other. By bringing your hands here and aiming for the knee, with your elbow, it's now encouraging you to lift up and twist, lift and twist. And if it's a bit too much with the extended leg, tap the toe instead. Lift and twist, lift and twist, crunch up and rotate, up and rotate. Otherwise, yeah, normally people do this, roll one shoulder to the other and just move their arms side to side without actually doing too much ab work. So popping your hands up here at the shoulders, hoping that's going to get you towards correct technique. Technique. You've got 2 seconds to go. Oh yeah. Have a break. Still got a 45-second break. That is round 1, part A and part B concluded. So next round, as you can see, it's super slow. It's a 4 and 4 timer. That's 4 seconds to go down, 4 seconds to go up. Look at the timer on the top left. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's really slow. So we've still got 10 seconds. We're going to start with the tricep dip. Hands underneath the shoulders. It is way slower than you want to go. You should probably get maximum 8 reps in this. So let's go. Go 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wait, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's easier to go down slow than it is to go up slow, because it's the difference between kind of resisting your body weight against gravity and pushing your body weight against gravity. So it's kind of resisting and slowing down rather than a slow contraction up. So notice if you're up quick and having a super long pause at the top and trying to get that slow timing, your arms will probably shake. That's not a bad thing. That's kind of what we're going for here. Getting that little shake. So the timing is going to test you here. Check. I'm going to bunch your shoulders up because that's what we tend to do when we struggle, and keep them shoulders. So push down through the hands, keep them away from the ears, just the elbows bending. Yeah, well done. Same time with the rear foot elevated split squat. I'm going to come run on. Probably start the leg you started on last time. Get the set up and then go slow. And then wait, slow. So you've got that little thing in the bottom corner and you want to it's probably going to get 4 reps in the time that you get 1. Slow and slow and slow and slow. Taking your time, taking your sweet time. Keeping the knee over the heel, even at the top. So trying not to push back and take the weight out of your supporting leg, but keep it forwards. And again, your legs will probably start to shake a little bit on the way up. That is pretty much what we're aiming for. Check that you've not womped out your hips or your knees are going knock kneed. But keep pushing them out, keep everything in alignment. Shoulders, hips, knees. All you do is switch your legs, just replace one foot for the other. With the other. For the other. Both. Slow. This is where you really get to see as well which leg is stronger than the other when you split them up right, left. And it is very normal to have one side that is stronger than the other side. Up to whether you pick that one to go first or second. I kind of think pick your strong leg first. See how slow you can go, how few reps you can do, and how long you can go without needing a break. Match that with the second one. So you're going to set the bar high with your strong leg and then try and match the bar with your weak leg so the weak leg starts to catch up. Because you shouldn't be feeling the back leg here. If you're feeling the back leg, the chances are you've pushed back into it. So you're leaning back a little bit, or you're pressing down into the sofa. And it wants to be really, really relaxed. All the tension in your supporting leg. Yeah, nice. How do we do the shoulder tap with a pause? So you're going to go to the shoulder, pause. Switch, pause. Notice what your hips. So fine plank, feet wider than normal. Right hand to the shoulder, pause and hold it. Keep the shoulder over the wrist. Replace the hand, switch. You've got time now to feel if your hips are twisted open and try to level it off. And then you switch. So as you lift your right hand, your right hip will try and open up. You're going to try and pull the right hip down towards the floor. And then as you switch, same again, but with the left. So you're working into the arms, the shoulders, the abs. And by taking one hand off, it's working kind of diagonally across into the obliques. You've got the obliques and your abs. Working across the whole lot. Holding plank and lifting one side off. And again, there's nothing wrong. If you notice your technique's gone, you're opening, go to the knees. You'll work harder doing it on the knees correctly than you will on the toes on a more advanced option, but incorrectly. Part A, done. Part B to come. So same 4-4 timing with the push-ups. This one is brutal. Literally every time you'll see, like when I go the way up, my arms will actually be like. So this might be where you really need to use that technique. Try on the toes, super slow down and just a slow up. But really be mindful if you push up quick, and if you do, maybe go down on the toes and then it's maybe knees down to get the really slow back up again. Very hard to do. And as you do and you change direction, make sure you're still locked in your plank and you've not just gone to get back up again. So let's see, push up position. 4 counts down. 3, 2, 1, wait. 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, it's slow, 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 slow. Wait. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, so again, my arms are shaking, that's fine. Shaking is fine. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of it's the shaking, finding the weakness that's getting your strength. In this one, again, just really check that when you change direction, you're not having to initiate the move by doing a bit of a worm to get up, but it's just your elbows have moved down, and then they're slowly squeezing back in again with control. And if you need to do it all on the knees or down on the toes, and then up from the knees, that is all good. Just really, really take your time. Trying to get minimal pause at the top, but just constantly under tension. Yes, nice. Squats, 4-4 timing. Up on your feet. So feet just a bit wider than the hips. It's 4, 3, I nearly went for it then. Wait, and 4, 3, 2, 1. So really slow down and really slow up. So just be mindful that you don't go into a 4-3 timing. So 4 seconds down, 3 seconds up. You kind of, once you get down to the bottom, you've got 1 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. So it's practically going to feel like a 2-second pause at the bottom of the move. If you want to check your posture visually, then check yourself side on, check what's happened. Are your hips still moving down, or are they just starting to hinge backwards? So drop the hips, but keep your shoulders higher than the knees. Move here. Just heel toe wide of both feet. So you're in mid, and just go heels out, toes out, going again from there. If you want to go straight into it without the break, do that. I've got something in my hair. And you should hopefully really feel the difference from changing your foot stance. Just changing the position of the foot should change where you feel it in your lower body. I'm starting to sweat, really, really sweat. It's a bit funny, so we're moving slower. And yet it should all feel harder than it did. And actually in saying that, control your breathing. Technically, if you can, breathe in for the full 4 counts. And breathe out for the 4 full counts. Continuous flow of breath. If you need to, breathe in for 2, breathe out for 2, breathe in for 2, breathe out for 2. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Right, super, super, super slow bicycle twists. These are really challenging to do. First thing, knees over hips, grab your thighs so your shoulders are lifted. Hands on opposite shoulders, and we twist 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switching, 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 switching. Yeah. Pushing one leg forward. Don't think about bicycles like doing this, but just think about almost pushing the wall away from you. Flex foot or pointed toe is good, but it's just push and a push, or a tap and a tap. And if you've started to feel that you feel like your shoulders have come down to the floor, take a break. Then grab your thighs again, curl your shoulders off, and try and go as lifted as possible. If you feel your neck, maybe slightly support with your hands, and still aim for the elbow to the opposite knee. Just make sure you're not yanking your head forwards. Jump on up. One more round of part A and part B. Have a sip of water. So it's triple pulses on the next round. So for the tricep, it's 3 times at the bottom. So you'll go 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, up. A pulse is like a couple of inch movement. Yeah, a couple of inch movement rather than go like a big thing. It's just a little pulse. Try not to go too fast. You still got 10 seconds to set up. So make sure your hands right underneath the shoulders. Take the weight in the palms. Push the shoulders away from the ears. Bam. Bend the elbows. But you go 3, 2, 1, straighten all the way. Down, up a little, down, up a little, down, up all the way. Down, up a smidge, down, up a smidge, down, up all the way. 3, 2, 1. Notice the timing's not like really, really, really fast. So you're in control, they're taking away momentum. Notice how my butt's so close to the sofa and I've not drifted out here. Watch if you've done that, and if you have, just pause at the top, push your butt back again, and try again from there. 2 and 1, full extend. If you feel it in the wrong place, so you're feeling the shoulders, if it is that your wrists are going a bit too much, then just shake off, take a break, and then get back in again. Again, there's nothing wrong with breaks. It's not failing. It's just on your way to success. Get on up off the floor. Roof elevator splits lots to be a down, up a bit, then one more time, up all the way. Any foots? Let's go down. Oops. Go 3 and 2 and 1. Stand up. 3, 2, 1. Right, keep the knee over the ankle. 3, 2, 1. And even at the top, your weight is loaded on the supporting leg. You're never getting away from the fact that your tension is in the leg that's on the floor. And anytime you feel again the back leg, just lean forward more. Just think of just balancing on one leg if you need to. But I think you're taking this leg out of the way completely and then go from there. This leg just helps you with balance and to find more range. 1, away. 3, 2, and 1. Push. Try not to speed up. Just because you speed up, the time is still ticking in seconds. So just stay with it. Slow and controlled. Pow, nice. Always switch legs, switch one foot, switch the other foot. Maybe go straight into it if you're feeling good. 3, 2, 1, rise. Yes, we are amazing. La 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 la. I should say, by the way, if you are more of a beginner, I should have said this in round 2. But if you are more of a beginner, these timings and tempos are a bit too challenging. Feel free to go back to the single reps. So you're still doing the same exercise. You can build your way up to these. These are quite a little bit testing. They're very testing. They're very tough. So if you are feeling too tough, either you just give it a go, maybe only do a few reps within a minute, or again, just go back to the original tempo. If you're smashing this, see if you can go lower, lower, lower. Yeah. Perfect. Well done. Shake it off. Right, what we're going to do in this one is actually we're going to go 3, 2, 1, hold. 3, 2, 1, hold other arm. Cool. Let's go. Take feet wider. Right, left, right, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Switch left, right, left, and hold. 2, 3, 4. Switch in, and holding. 2, 3, 4. You really can't talk in plank or push-up position. Using that, so that pause again. Notice what's happening to your hips. Resist. Notice if your hands are now way out in front of you, that tends to be big. That happens. It's normally going to lift the hips up higher. So go from here. See if you can keep the shoulders over the wrists. But I'd rather your hips are too high than too low, because that will probably feel pain in your back instead. Only 10 more seconds to go. 2, 1, and hold, and hold, and hold. We're switching and switching, and then we are holding. Part A, tick, 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 boom. Have a sip if you need it, put the towel down. Same thing again in the push-ups. Triple pulse, so you go down 3, halfway, 2, up a bit, 1, up all the way. I said halfway, but just a bit. Down, up an inch, down, up an inch, down, up all the way. 1, 2, 3. So the triple bit comes from how many times you're at full range. 3 and 2 and 1. Big push. I swear that final big push You might find, I'm just doing this here with no body weight, it might be that you go 3, 2, 1, and your big push is like, no! But that's fine, it doesn't matter. You ready? Let's go. Last time you see push-ups. So we go down 3, 2, 1, up all the way, and 3, 2, 1, up all the way. And again, I would much rather if you are still able to push your body up without using any kind of worming, then stay on the toes or stay on your hardest option or keep going on to the next rep. If you've been able to push yourself up while keeping technique, keep going on the hardest option you can manage. I've had clients before, they said, I can't actually do any more push-ups. And what this is when you can't do more push-ups. It's when you go down and then you go to push up and you don't and you just lie on the floor. That's when you can't do any more. If you find yourself at the top, you can still keep going. And you've only got 5 more seconds to go. You can do this. Nice. Get on up off the floor. Squat jump pulse, down up a bit, down up a bit, down up all the way. Mid stance. 3, 2, 1, up. 3, 2, 1, up. Check your range is still as good as it was by the end of the warm-up, by your first round. Maybe it's not, but keep working towards it. Again, if you need to use your sofa there as a way to find out, then do. Can you get your butt to tap each time? Whoa, feel the difference when you hit that 4-inch target. Bam, and bam. Checking that you've not just folded yourself. Your shoulders are level with your hips. You need to lift up a little bit more. Sweat is sexy. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah. It's much easier to talk when you're upright. Keeping it low and keeping it slow on it rhymes. Do you want to push through the gap? Heel, toe. Or do you want to have a quick shake off and break? You choose. And up. 3 and 2 and 1. Keep driving your hips back. You want to feel your weight in your heels and towards the edge of your trainers. If you're not feeling that chance, though, you come forward and roll in. And you're more like this. This is probably a bit exaggerated. But that's what you're aiming to turn the knees out, push the hips back. When it comes to the bicycle twist, by the way, we're going to do exactly what we did for the plank shoulder tap. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, hold, 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 hold. 1, 2, 3, hold, 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 hold. Oh, had a hair on my leg. I'm hoping everyone understands this pain when you have a hair on you and you can't find it. It's so itchy now. It's been driving me mad. Oh yeah. What you girl? Yeah, perfect. So bicycle twist, 3, 2, 1. Again, if you know you're good at keeping it without shoulders touching the floor, feel free to go here. It's extra weight on your abs. If not, you're here with me. I prefer here. Makes me work harder. So we're going to go 3, 2, 1. Hold, 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 hold. 3, 2, 1. Hold it, hold it, hold it. 3, 2, 1. And hold. Picture underneath your shoulders. There's maybe like little spikes. Little spikes. And you don't want to roll down on the spikes. So you're going to be, this is the thing I see absolutely the most, is just rolling from one shoulder to the other. So I'm looking for a crunch the entire time working the abs, then the twist working into the obliques. So working a lot of your core muscles. Don't let your shoulders hit the floor. And if they're starting to take a full-blown recovery, join back in and lift, lift, lift. If you're getting your hands wide, try and get your thinking nose towards me or shoulder towards me instead of the elbow. Keep the elbows really wide. Bam, bam, bam. Perfect. Well done. Right, have a little shake off, have a sip of water. Your finisher is just 1 minute. That's it. Thank you, Panda. So it's just 1 minute, but I want it to be 1 minute of absolutely going to town with it. So you're going to do 20 high knee sprint. Each leg counts as a rep. So you're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you've done 20, you do 1 burpee, any variation. In my opinion, don't do the push-up or chest to floor. Just go down, hit a plank, come in, come up. If you want to step that out, then you can. Do 20 high knees again, then 2 burpees. 20 and 3. Can anyone get up to 5 burpees by the end? Are you ready? You go in 3, in 2, and 1. Do 20 high knees. High and fast as you can. 20 high knees. Bam, bam, bam. Lifting, lifting, lifting. You're looking behind. And you know the modification order. You can step it out. Maybe you want to just run on the spot. Once you're in 20, do 1 burpee. Flat hands. Find a plank. Find a squat. If you're jumping, land in the squat. And go again, 20 high knees. Next time it's 2 burpees. Every time you're adding on 1 burpee. This is only 1 minute, and after this 1 minute, you are completely and utterly done. There's nothing apart from the stretch. So this is where you can afford to start to pull a little bit more out than you think you're capable of. When you think, oh my God, my heart rate is through the roof. Perfect, that's the goal. You're the final 20 seconds. And again, I would love to know. Let me know. Send me a message after this. How high did you get? Because I want to know if anyone managed to get up to 5 burpees or more. You've got 10 seconds to go. Final 10 seconds. Do not slow down. When you hear the first beep, use that as a direct thing to speed up instead of stop. So you're 3 seconds. Keep going. 2. Keep going. 1. Relax. Shake off. Might need a little moment to just catch breath. And then we'll stretch. Stretch your triceps, reach up. Bend the arm and pull it back till you feel the stretch down the back of the arm. Try and keep your feet moving if you can, so don't come to a dead stop, because I'm hoping after that finish your heart rate is high, it's up, so you don't want to just go bam, stop. You want to gradually keep moving to help the heart rate come closer to resting. So moving in any old way. I feel like my heart rate went up just from getting excited about the fact that you'd be working so hard to switch your arms. Use your head to kind of push back a little bit so that you can get me yanked forward. Bum, 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 bum. How's that? How do you feel? My mum, I love it. She does a lot of my workouts, and she sends me messages after being like, I love that you asked how you're doing. And it's because I am picturing you guys here on the screen, and I want to know. Stretch your chest, hands on lower back, roll back the shoulder, squeeze your elbows in. Yes, we're not actually physically here one-on-one, face-to-face together at the moment, but, you know, you're still doing it. I'm still doing it. You're still doing it. Just in time, so we can still talk to each other. Just send me a message. If you want to get an ab stretch at the same time here, just squeeze your butt and just arch back a little bit to feel a stretch in your belly. But stop before you get pain in the back. Nice, well done. Stretch your quads. Hold on to something if you need to for balance. Heel to bum. Squeeze your butt, push your hips forward. As you pull your knee down and lift your heel up, so you're getting all the way up, knee to hip. Feel free to hold on for balance if you need to for the stretch. Bum, bum, bum. Na, na. Na, 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 na. Oh, I do that wrong. Good morning to you and you. Switch your legs. I'm melting. How are you doing? Are you melting? Bum, 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 bum. Hope your heart rate is like, oh. This is what I'm hoping you feel like. Heart rate's getting closer, but you're like, oh my God, it got to work out. And that pretty much every muscle in your body feels tired. Stretch your bum. If you want to hold on for balance and do cross your leg over, push your hips back. So you can hold on to something, especially if you're wobbly, definitely hold on to something because you want to just focus on the stretch. If you'd rather do this on the floor, go down to the floor. And you just basically get in this position, but lying on your back, and you reach for this leg and pull it towards you. I know you're still here for the stretch, yes? Switch your legs. Normally when we work out, there's loads of reasons to work out, mental health reasons, but also to be physically fit and mentally fit. The big thing for that is to not get injured, so make sure we always do a warm-up, I always do a stretch at the end. Doesn't guarantee it, but it definitely means we're working in the right direction. And that is us done. Well done. Shake off your legs. Shake, 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 shake. Give yourselves round of applause. Do it. Don't just be like, yeah. Actually, like, yeah, done. Praise yourself. You did amazing. I'm sure. I know you are because you're here and you're hearing it. I say this every time, but we never praise ourselves. We praise each other, but you've got to learn to praise and love yourself. So well done. Any question, feedback? Drop me a message. Just let me know how you get on. See you soon. Thanks for training with me.